Welcome into The Goal with Marcus Wood. It's our DBU Weekly Coaches Show, and this is a special edition as we're taking a look at DBU Women's Soccer's win in the South Central Regional Championship alongside Marcus Wood, McKenna, Vela, Hannah, Montoya. I'm Reagan Ratcliffe, and Wood, what a moment on Sunday in that 3-2 victory. I got to ask you to begin with just your heart rate on the sidelines on Sunday, because it was an up and down match. You score early, you win in overtime. What was it like for you on the sidelines?
That's what you expect in playoff soccer. You put two great teams on the field, and they got good players too. And their players made things happen. Our players made things happen. And I think the neutral fan got a really enjoyable match. If you're rooting for one team, it was probably a little tougher watch. But that's the excitement of playoff soccer, and that's why we love to be there.
You know, Ann Louthan scores early. It's been amazing what she's done against her former team. 3 goals for her, but she scores 2 on Sunday. But the first goal, that one sets the tone. How special a player has she really become? This her senior year. She's had to take on a new role this season. But this year's just been incredible to see what she's been able to do.
Absolutely. Leadership and then rising in big moments. A lot of times when we most needed, Ann's been the one. That first goal started with pressing, started with some great defending, and McKenna put the cross in, and it took a little bravery from Ann just because the keeper was coming. There was a big collision, but she was willing to take the hit and do whatever it takes to get in the net.
Let's talk about that goal. It started, the pressing, and then the pass that McKenna delivers from, the top out beyond the left corner of the box was a great cross. What did you see right there and how that play developed?
Well, I knew once I won the ball back there, we'd talk about up back throughs, and when Riley hit it back to me, I didn't exactly know Ann was there, but if anyone's going to get there, it is Ann. And so I put it into that space, and she just hit it into the back of the net. Yeah,
what a gritty goal. I mean, there was contact there inside the box. She goes flying, the ball goes in, we score. This was not a game for the weary on Sunday, though. It was cold. There's a physical battle in the midfield. Hannah, how can you speak to that about just the mentality that it took from a physical standpoint in that win?
It definitely takes a different mentality. Whoever wants to rise will rise to the top. You got to just realize that you're working for the players around you. There's more to do. Nothing's promised, so you got to play like it's your last game.
You score the goal early. You really control the match through the first half. They score the equalizer late, and then they score early in the second half. But there's a great moment. I watched that team come together right in front of the goal, and it's a pretty vocal conversation, maybe a heated conversation you could say, but it looked like the team really came together in that moment, and you come right back, you score the equalizer. But take us into that huddle where you can talk about what was said and really the feel of the team going forward.
We go down a goal, or it's tied, whatever. It doesn't matter. We're going to stay in it. I think the huddle was to just give us confidence, give us a little break, figure out what we need to do next, and just remember who we're playing for, what we're playing for, gather our thoughts, just come together and get out there and keep the same energy.
They came right back. They scored just a few minutes later, equalizer from Ann Louthan. But it seemed like from that moment that this team found that extra gear. How can you talk about just in terms of the depth of this team, one, because you brought a lot of different subs in, matchups-wise on Sunday, got some great performances from a lot of players, but also the fitness level of this team seemed to play the difference too.
We were pushing everyone that subbed out. McKenna probably thinks she's the only one that had a hard conversation. Like everyone, I was saying, run harder, work harder, push, fight. That was just the idea of get a lot of pressure on them. They're such an awesome possession team. They're so good in build-up, and we just had to do everything we can to disrupt that. And we were asking for the maximum in terms of run and work, and the girls gave it to us.
What's the huddle like as you go into overtime? Because now you do feel like you've got this momentum, and you score within 52 seconds. But what was the conversation there at the break?
We felt like we had the last 15 minutes of the game. Like the last 15 minutes, it was really going our direction. It was just really the idea of keep doing what we're doing. That chance is coming. Let's go walk this thing off.
Oh, you did. You get the walk-off goal right here from McKenna, Vela. Was it like slow motion for you in terms of how it happened? I can imagine. You're racing down there, but 52 seconds in. Take us through what you saw Gina do there on the outside, and how did you put yourself in the right spot?
And Gina does that all the time. And so I know if I'm in there, she will find my feet. And so just seeing her get around the edge there, I was like, I knew I needed to get in. And so I just sprinted as hard as I could, and she played me the perfect pass to hit it into the net.
One of the great goals in DBU women's soccer history. What can you say about these two, the roles they play? Hannah had to overcome some injuries this year. You weren't sure that you're going to have her. And McKenna's been a star for 3 seasons. But what have they meant to this team on and off the field?
Hannah and Jolie, it looked like we weren't going to have them, and our midfield was missing some bite without them, and then get them back, and now we got some real bite. That was just a real blessing of this season. Hannah and Joe are runner workers, cover ground, limit the other team's space, and just hugely valuable to our team. And then McKenna's part of the. It's often that forwards can be prima donna goal scorers and don't work defensively. And McKenna works her socks off defensively. She kind of sets the tone. We're led from the front. And then I want to speak briefly about Gina as well. We had several moments in the office yesterday where Gina, you can miss her. There's so many special players on this team, and she's quiet, she's humble. She never asked for the attention. And over and over again, she's been a hero for this team and just been such a special competitor all 4 years.
And Gina almost sets the all-time record for a career assist. With that assist to McKenna on the game-winning goal, 29 career assists now. How about both of you, your journeys? I'll start with you, Hannah. You come from Oklahoma City. You're in your second year, but take us back the recruiting process and what made DBU so special, and how special have these 2 years been?
These past 2 years have been incredibly special. I definitely don't see myself anywhere else, and I'm very fortunate to be surrounded with these girls and this coaching staff who just really push us to be closer to Christ. In my recruiting process, I'm going to be honest, I didn't know what DBU was. I didn't know where it was, but I think we were in Houston, and Corey reached out, and he was like, hey, come to the ID camp, and I was like, okay. And so I gave it a shot, and when I immediately stepped on campus, I knew this was a place where I wanted to be. It felt like home, and I'm just so lucky to have these players and coaching staff around me.
What's the process been like for you this year? Just from a mental standpoint, with the low of maybe thinking you might be out for the year to all of a sudden, no, hey, you're going to play.
It was definitely not easy at first. I think every athlete understands that when you get told, hey, you might have a season-ending injury. So obviously that was really hard for that first week before I got my MRI. And then after that, after I got my MRI and nothing was torn, praise God, then my gear just shifted. Hey, how am I going to serve this team? What role am I going to step into while I'm not on the field? And I'm just thankful to have teammates who support me. And it was different, but definitely worth it. And I'm just glad to be back on the field.
Yeah, we're glad you're healthy and back out there, and what a job you've done. And then McKenna for 3 seasons. Your story's a little bit different. You didn't come from as far as across the Red River from Oklahoma, but really just right down the road. I mean, you grew up in Weatherford. You played at a great program at Aledo High School. What's it meant for you to play your career here close to friends and family?
I mean, it's been awesome. My parents have made literally almost every game, and so it's nice having just the support of them being here. My dad has always wanted me to play somewhere close to home, and he's always loved DBU, so I was just glad that I got to be able to come here.
You know, Coach talked about Gina in the role that she's played. You've had a chance as a forward to play alongside some great forwards, Gina almost being one of those, things about a 2-time All-American, and Taylor Tufts. But how much have you learned from those? And now really you kind of become one of those leaders up front.
I've learned a lot. Taylor's kind of they both play around my style, I feel like. They can play the balls into me, which has been nice because I just get to run onto it and do what I do best. And it's just been awesome learning to play with those people who are 2 great athletes and just amazing on the field.
Well, now it's a special time, and you're going to the National Quarterfinals. How about for both of you, the chance now to play soccer in December and a chance to get to the Final Four going to Colorado Springs?
I mean, this means everything to me. It's what I wanted to do when I came here, win a championship. So that's obviously the goal. And then we got to play for these seniors. Let it not be their last game. Let them take it all the way. So I'm excited. Yeah, like Hannah said, playing for the seniors, it's truly something so special to be able to play for a team like this, and just how the girls love each other so much. And I'm glad that we've gotten to be into December and we're working towards the national championship.
Oh, what better team to play to get to that round of Final Four than the defending national champions? Cal Poly Pomona comes to town on Saturday. Give us a glimpse as to what you expect.
The best team we've played all year. UCCS was just the best team we've played up to this point, but now looking at Cal Poly on film, they're what you'd expect to see if you're fighting to go to a Final Four. It's a big challenge, but these Patriots are up to the challenge.
Yeah, we can't wait. You want to be here at Patriot Soccer Field. We want to pack Patriot Soccer Field on Saturday. It's a 3 o'clock kickoff. DBU Cal Poly Pomona with the ticket to the Final Four on the line. Can't wait. For the goal for Marcus Wood, McKenna, Vela, Hannah Montoya, I'm Reagan Ratcliffe.